know exactly what I'm gonna say. I'm kind of just pissed. And I'm tired. And I'm upset. And I normally do all my yapping on Instagram, but Instagram basically just let me know that they don't show videos to anybody if it's over 3 minutes long. And then also they cap their live stream at like an hour and a half or something like that. So I guess I'm just switching over to YouTube. Let's see, make sure my microphone volume up. I don't really know. It looks like it might be quiet for you guys. I don't know. I hope this is good. I guess we'll find out. Worst case scenario, I just speak into the void for a while and it goes nowhere. Which is what seems to have been happening anyways, so. Which I guess maybe that could be the segue into the start of this. I'm hoping for things to, I want it to be productive eventually. It might take some time for it to get there, but I just got some grievances, man. I mean, anybody who's not living under a rock knows that our shit's been on fire. And I guess by we, I mean the citizens of America. Actually, citizens of America and everybody else around the globe who has the displeasure of having to witness what's going on in America, which in general has just been a bunch of bullshit for the last decade at least. I'm just tired. I mean, I feel I've expent a lot of effort, and it feels like it's been largely fruitless. I'm an artist, and I've been creating, and I've been trying to make money off of that for probably a little bit over 10 years now, and looking at the full $2.63 in my account, it's not going very well. And I'm just tired of it being that way. I mean, Instagram does this thing where from my experience, it feels the more I post, the less it shows it to people. It has this sort of dampening effect, and it feels like I have to post like a certain cadence of like once in a while, not too sparsely, not too all at once, and it feels like a game that I'm not winning, and I'm tired. It feels like I've just been running in place, and I want to go somewhere. I want results. I feel if I would have had even like 5 to 10% more yield on my efforts, I'd be somewhat satisfied with that. It's been a whole lot of nothing burger. I mean, random videos go viral, and it's usually my stupidest ones, or just the ones that I don't really care. Like, I've made some ones where, like, I thought it was funny, and then the one I'm thinking of right now, I pieced it together in a span of, like, no more than 10 minutes. It was kind of a throwaway. It was funny, but it got, like, over 1 million views and like 100,000 likes, and there was a point in time where the only comments I was getting on my profile on Instagram were from this one video, and it was cool for like a little bit. At first there was that rush of like, holy shit, like a lot of people are seeing this. But then as time went on, and I was still getting followers from it, I'm still getting, like, pretty much anytime I open my Instagram, it feels like I'm just getting stuff from that one video. And there's been stuff that I've poured myself into. I have labored over pieces of artwork that I felt like I summoned the highest transcendent levels of my spirit and poured it into that piece of work, whether it be a painting or a video edit or photography or whatever, something that I cared about, that I tried for, and it gets like 12 likes. Which it's tough because on one hand, I know I've got to be grateful for those 12 people. You know, it's something, but it feels largely like I'm screaming into the void, and I feels like I'm wasting my efforts. And I've had some streaks of just like bad luck. Like there's been times in my life where I ended up in hardship, and I knew it was my fault because I was fucking around. You know, there's a couple of years there where I was taking acid pretty frequently, and I landed myself on some pretty thin ice and barely made it out of that alive just because I was being dumb. That makes sense. But as of recently, I feel I've been making genuine efforts to be the best that I can be, to avoid hardships, I'm trying to make some motherfucking money, man. Oh my fucking god, I just want to make some fucking money. I have technically two jobs, but um, no hours. And this is a case where partially it falls back on me. I took some time off because I was signed up for a clinical trial, but then the clinical trial fell through. So now I still have that time off, and I'm not getting the money from the clinical trial. Clinical trial was going to pay $6,000, which would have been great. I would have paid my rent out a couple of months. I would have been caught up on bills. I would have been caught up on all my debts. I would have had some money to just, I don't know, buy a fucking couch. Somebody's watching this right now. That's crazy. I don't know who the hell's watching. I'm just venting right now. But I was just anticipating being able to be like a responsible, well put together adult, and that's all I've really wanted to do for as long as I can remember, and it feels like I'm just stuck being poor, and it's kind of driving me crazy. So this is kind of what this is all about. Is my hope is that YouTube will put me out to more people. That person's done watching. I don't know who's there, but the hope is that I just can just get some more traction or build an audience, and make some goddamn money, dude. I don't even need that much. I literally just need to get paid. I feel like I'm just starving and drowning and just gasping for air, and and at this point in our country, in American history, it kind of feels like it's that way for a lot of people. So um, it kind of feels tough because I don't know who to reach out to. Like, I have family members who I know are more well off than I am, but I'm not really close with them. So, I don't feel comfortable asking for a handout. Actually, back in 2021 or 22, I got so desperate that I did actually ask for some help, and they said no because they considered it to be a handout. It's like, okay, well, it was already difficult for me to even ask for help in the first place, and when I finally did it, I got told no. So I'm fighting off hopelessness every day. Like, I don't feel like I have a very good structure in my day-to-day life, and I've been trying to build some semblance of a routine or something, and I pretty much just spend all day on my phone. And it's a bit of a negative feedback loop because, when I get to a certain level of poverty, when I have like no fucking money, well then I can't go out. I can't go and try and network with people and all that shit because I don't have enough money for fucking food or gas, or like my car is kind of broken a little bit. Like, it still goes, but it lets me know it's like you're on borrowed time. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't afford to fix my car. I can't afford to even keep my website up. My website's down because my shit expired. I got all these fucking creditors like, hey, you haven't paid your bill. Yeah, I know I haven't paid my bill. I didn't forget. I don't have any fucking money. I'm not even fully confident that within the next 10 days I'm gonna have the money that I need to pay for my rent, which is terrifying because then that puts a chink in the foundation that I've built with my landlord. And I feel like they already doubt me. Because when I was signing the lease for them, it was going from being with my then at the time girlfriend to just renting the place by myself. So my bills all doubled. And I was like, yeah, I think I can handle it, because at the time I was signing up for other clinical trials that were supposed to pay like thousands of dollars that would have set me up to be successful, and those fell through, and then I lost my other job, and I was like, holy fucking shit, like, I don't know what I did to, I don't know if this is some sort of karmic retribution, or if it's just bad luck. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but all I know is that I'm tired. And I'm so tired of being tired that I'm pissed. And I'm just getting it out. Because, I mean, fuck. I don't know, man. The world's a big place, and I've done enough. I journal, I meditate, I exercise once in a while, I vent to my friend. He gets it. He's going through hard times, but like, fucking neighbors. I feel like I have some skills, but I don't know. It's like so close. I can do photography. I can do video editing. I built my own website. I made it look really pretty. I built like an e-commerce platform on that website. I have like a small audience of people on Snapchat, like 150 so people who will very regularly watch my stuff. But the thing is, it's only ever just watching. I can't get them to do anything. I can't get them to buy my stuff, which is all I need. Like, I have some of my paintings on my website for like thousands of dollars, because that's what I feel some of those paintings are worth. But I also offer like shirts and magnets and stickers, and I had prints, but I took them down. It's like, I feel like I've spread myself too thin to the point where I don't know which actions to take. And then also, okay, so I had like a Squarespace website, and that was pretty cool. I still wasn't really making any sales, but like there was just a couple of things that I wanted to do that were like a little bit more advanced. I wanted to have like 3D product rotation, and then like a video gallery, and like a couple of other things that Squarespace just didn't quite support. So I was like, okay, I decided to migrate over to WordPress, and that just became like, everything is manual and modular, which is kind of cool, but it also gets to a point where I don't feel like I can do anything because everything needs to be done. Like, I got to the point where I was like, also, I don't know what the hell is going on with it. Like, okay, so well, for one, it's offline right now because I couldn't afford to pay to keep it online. But also before then, it's like all this shit that just keeps popping up where it's like, I needed to do something with my PayPal to, it was like an extra level of security that they decided to introduce. It's like, okay, well, I don't know how to do that. Or like, it gets put out of reach. And this brings me to my next topic, because this is all very stream of consciousness. I'm just getting it all out. I'm fairly convinced I have ADHD. And not so much of the hyperactivity, but just the part where I feel like I'm sitting there screaming at myself to do things, because there's things that I know to do, that I want to do, but my brain just refuses to do it. So there's this split between what I can see I should be doing and what actually happens, and the gap is so big that it's kind of torturous, because it feels like the life of my dreams is just around the corner. If I could just get myself to do the things that I know that I need to do. Some of the things that I need to do are behind a paywall. So that's an additional issue here. I'm so broke that I can't afford to do the things that would get me out of being broke. You see? So poverty has a severe grip on me right now, and it's driving me crazy. I basically live in isolation at this point, because I can't really afford to go out. The times where I do have a little bit of money to play with, I'm working. And the times when I'm not working, I don't have any money to play with. So it's like, I feel stuck. I feel like there's a permanent straitjacket on me, and it feels like the systems in place are actively trying to keep me down, and to a certain extent, some of them are. I'm holding on for dear life. I'm fighting tooth and nail to keep my shit together and not just lose my fucking mind. But it's getting increasingly difficult with each passing day, because not only am I so poor that it's creating like an avalanche of poverty, but like our administration is like trying to kill us. The people in power are trying to kill us. So not only am I like sort of suffering a little bit with abject poverty, but also that's by design. It's like it's not like an accident. I don't drink, I don't gamble. When I do go out, the most I spend is like 8 to 13 bucks for parking. I haven't been smoking weed for about a month now. I spent a little bit of money on shrooms. 60 bucks. Which is a little bit too much for my liking anyways, but like still, like I'm not egregiously overspending recklessly all the time. Most of my money goes towards food, gas, bills, late fees, and just being so broke that it costs me money, and debt. I'll call myself out. I know I spent some money on Tinder, unfortunately. Being single and like in need of connecting with people, like I want to have relations with people outside of just friendship. Like I spent some money on Tinder. That was a complete waste of time and money. But and then also I spent probably more than I needed to at the co-op. Shopping at the co-op is expensive, so maybe I shouldn't have shopped there. Basically, that was like $200. Okay. Full disclosure, yes, I spent some money on tinctures, ashwagandha, green tea extract. I ended up accidentally buying 2 green tea extracts, and those all are like 20 bucks each. So I spent like 200 bucks at the co-op, and I felt silly after that. But I also bought like protein bars, distilled water, spring water, ginseng tincture, a sleepy time tincture, and a maca tincture. So I spent 200 bucks at the co-op that I didn't necessarily have to spend. Well, I guess I spent that under the pretense that I was going to be going through with my clinical trial, which fell through. So it's just like, this was never the plan. I've been fighting to build the life of my dreams for as long as I can remember. And I know I have some like self-defeating tendencies, like emotional overspending. And it's usually on like health food. I'm not buying crack. I get to a point where I spend so long in a state of restriction that when I get some money, it's like coming up for air. Like I need to buy some fucking groceries, and it gets to a point where it's like I spend so long being like it's out of my control that buying a lot of food for myself feels like a way to feel like I'm in control. So I know I have that pattern, but it feels like that shouldn't be what takes me out of the game. Like if I have like a crippling meth addiction, that's expensive, or crack or cocaine or whatever the fuck. Like, those all make sense, but buying fucking food. And I go back and forth about it with myself because on one hand, I've been trying to like reprogram my brain. I've been trying to like, plant the seeds of like this abundance mentality of like the universe has my back. And then as soon as I do that, the universe is like, actually, sit home and starve. So, I mean, part of my current frustration is that on a very real level, I don't always know exactly what it is that I even believe. I don't have a solid, trustworthy, concrete, continual belief system that works. I've like toyed with some ideas before, like I always have nothing exactly when I need it. And like I was able to kind of support that with some evidence, but then also that gets to a point where it runs out, where it doesn't really hold that much water. And it's like, okay, well, so maybe that's not true. Maybe it is, but it doesn't seem like it's something that I've been able to like lean on very heavily. I don't really subscribe to organized religion. I mean, the core tenets of like just be a good person, that makes sense. But I don't feel like I have to keep going to church about that. The God I believe in is, I believe in mushrooms. I believe in the galactic mycelial hyperlight network. That seems to be the only thing that has yielded some tangible level of transcendence outside of meditation in my life. But even then, I feel I ran into a bit of a wall with that. It feels like I've reached this point in my relationship with the mushroom where it feels like the mushroom itself is telling me that's like, put me down. I'm like, okay, now what? Like, I just, and it's like, okay, so I have this thing up on my wall right now that just says, I am a successful artist, and it's got all these different affirmations, and that is there to hopefully plant the seed and gradually remagnetize my mind in the right direction. But there's a very real part of me that doesn't believe it. I feel like if I believe it, I would be acting on it, but I don't. And I think it's probably because I've experienced so much setback and so much failure to actualize on this latent potential of mine that I don't want to say that I've given up, but it's like deeply in hibernation. Like, I don't trust it. I've tried so many times to cash in on my creative talents and just receive nothing but a slap in the face, and it's gotten to a point where it's like it's sort of been conditioned out of me, and that's heartbreaking. I mean, I refuse to fully ever let it go. You know, for as long as I'm alive, I'm going to keep working at this. I just signed up to go to college for entrepreneurship to see if I can bridge the gap between my artistic skills and my lack of business background. Hopefully, like, I'm still trying shit, but I'm just exhausted. I don't really sleep at night because I'm terrified of how close I am to being on the rocks again. Like it feels like I'm just one or two misplaced decisions away from being homeless or something. Like I just don't feel grounded, and it's a bummer because initially when I signed up to keep this apartment to myself, well, this is a step in the right direction. I have my art space set up, but I haven't been painting. I opened my website a couple of times before it got shut down, and the amount of things that needed to be done, but there wasn't enough of like a hierarchy to actually take action on anything. It's just like all these things that like needs attention, and so I just kind of shut down. And then now my website just expired, and I think I have some time before it gets deleted. But I just, there's so many bills coming up on the 24th, and like I'm getting paid on the 24th, but like I need $1,700 for rent in the next 10 days, and I think that paycheck coming up on the 24th is probably gonna be like $600. And I already know I have my Wi-Fi bill, that's gonna be $50 coming out. I'm pretty sure my car insurance is like 200 something, and that's coming out on the 24th. I have a minimum payment of 71 or 73 and $41 for my credit cards. That's coming out on the 24th. So like that paycheck in of itself would not be sufficient, and that is also getting picked apart completely like a bunch of vultures. So that leaves like another week. I think I'm getting paid from my other job on the 1st, but I'm not confident that that's going to be enough to cover things. I actually don't even know how much that's going to be because the hours haven't been logged in the ADP app yet. There's just too many unknown variables, and it feels like everything's about to collapse again. And I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of not getting what I need. People have needs, and mine aren't being met. For income, for a sense of belonging, for a sense of connection. I don't feel like I belong anywhere, really. And it's strange because there's a lot of times where I'm very well received by people. People love me. I know I'm loved. But I just feel out. Different. And I haven't found a way to weird. I mean, I've spent years trying to become attractive, to become attractive and valuable and good. I've wanted nothing more than to just be a good man my whole fucking life, and I just feel weird. I don't know if maybe I just haven't articulated myself properly yet, or if I just haven't found the right audience or the right connections or friendships or community. I don't know. But just something feels off. And I want to catch my stride. I mean, I'm fairly convinced that if I got a prescription for stimulants, that would help. Probably. I've had some access to some stimulants at various times, and it helped tremendously. But the problem is, it's like, okay, so I can't be on them when I go to get tested for it, because if it's in my system, then that's a flag, and I wouldn't get in. It's a pretty self-defeating process, because it's like I don't always have control over when my brain allows me to execute. I don't have full control over my executive functioning. And that means that it's difficult for me to schedule the appointment I would need to go back and get retested, to talk to a psychiatrist. I don't have a primary care provider. I have $6. I don't have insurance. I'm just so low to the ground, and all the options require some amount of money and time and focused attention that I just don't feel like I have. And I know I spend a lot of my time on my phone. I'm severely addicted to my phone, and a lot of it comes from just being really fucking poor. If I had more money, I'd probably go out and do things. I'd probably go out and eat in public with friends, and I would be able to afford to go to meetups and events and concerts and make friends that way. But I can't. I can't afford to leave my house. I spend all my time at home on my phone, and it reinforces itself, because then being on my phone deteriorates further my executive functioning, and I know this, but I feel stuck. I'm to the point already, I'm way past the point of admitting it's a problem, but I don't know how to get help. Other than I just need to get fucking paid. I was banking on that $6,000 from the clinical trial. I was gonna use that to fix my car, to make an appointment with someone, to try and get a prescription, to get myself out of this mess. And it feels like life just keeps pushing me down, and I'm not giving up. It's like a promise that I've made to myself, and I'm not giving up. But motherfucker, am I tired. I'm so motherfucking tired of just trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. I've tried everything that I could possibly think of fucking trying, and tried some more. And I'm still here. Poor, broke, and alone. And I'm just... I would say it's getting to a point, but it's been to a point. It's been past to a point for as long as I can remember it. I'm so fed up with this. I just don't know what the fuck. What gives? What the fuck do I have to do? I feel like if I had a definitive North Star of do this. If I had a direction to go. But it feels like everything I try is just a dead end. So it doesn't feel like anything is the right thing to do. And that's where I feel paralyzed. And I'm desperately fighting hopelessness. it's putting up a good fight, because holy fucking shit, I just I'm looking forward to the day that I made it, that I can look back on this video and laugh at myself for being so silly. But in the meantime, I'm fucking pissed and I'm exhausted because, again, I feel like I've tried everything. Journaling, reading, meditating. I've tried smoking weed, doing shrooms, Adderall. I've tried being sober. I've tried relaxing. I've tried getting myself worked up and trying really hard. I mean, today, going and reapplying and signing myself up for college is a vote of confidence for myself. That's sort of like giving myself some form of medium term structure that holds myself. It still doesn't necessarily solve my immediate issues, which is just like having fucking money. I normally try and keep a pretty upbeat and hopeful demeanor, but I'm just so goddamn tired. So fucking tired. I can't even summon it from within me to be that like upbeat, happy-go-lucky dude. I'm just I need help. I don't know how to get it. I don't know from who or what. I just something's gotta give, dude. Because I can't keep living like this. I can't keep living on the edge of catastrophe. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for me to be in almost completely 180-degree phase with the natural order of things. Like, I'm wide awake throughout the night and I sleep all day because I don't know, I can't sleep at night because I'm so stressed and worried. And I try not to worry, but every time I try not to worry, some shit crops up that makes me worry. Like, I went out dancing because I needed to just leave the house, and on my way, like, I was parking and my headlight went out. Are you fucking kidding me? And my tire light came on. And like all this shit, it's like it feels like I'm being punished for even just doing something. That's the thing, is like trying to enjoy myself at all feels like it comes with a swift punishment. So it's like, okay, fuck me, dude. I don't know what the fuck to do because I stay at home and I try and do shit, but I usually spend it on the phone. Or as soon as I actually pull focus, then my cat comes along and fucks it up. He's gotta be the center of attention at all times. Or I just sit there aimlessly. Sometimes I'll just sit there dissociating because I feel like I'm at a loss. I feel like I'm at my wit's end because I feel like I've exhausted all my options. This is basically just another attempt to do something other than panic. I don't know if anyone's ever gonna see this, but maybe, hopefully, hi, if you're watching and you feel like you might be in a position to help me out, anything is appreciated. I don't know, man. Probably, I need to eat some food. I feel like I've said everything that there is to say at the moment, but I'm not even a praying dude. I'm not religious, but I'm praying to fucking God this shit sorts itself out. Because I feel like I'm in a spiral right now. And it's like, it's a spiral despite my best efforts. And I think that's what pisses me off the most, is that I have tried actively last couple of months to avoid being in this spot. And I think that's what just bothers me the most is like I did take preemptive measures and I took precautions and I don't know what the fuck the lesson is to be learned in this. I don't think there's anything honorable about just being poor all the time. This isn't healthy. It's not good for me. I don't find any value in just constantly struggling and falling short of the mark. That's not good for anybody. Like, there's nothing honorable about just flailing and failing and just this isn't good for anybody. Like, I want to do good. I want to help other people. I want to help myself. I want to just be a pillar of the community and change the world for the better. That's all I've ever wanted to do. And I feel that I keep ending up here. Just broken alone. You know, I want to go outside, but I can't. Because there's so much smoke in the air because the world's on fire. The planet's on fucking fire. So I can't go outside. I can't afford to do shit inside or go anywhere. I just... I don't fucking know. I don't. That's why I'm here. This is kind of like a cry for help to all of the 0 people that are watching right now, at least. My best bet is that somebody's gonna come across this and do something to help. I'm gonna end this video here, but hopefully, I hope to fucking God that this shit gets better soon. What I can't stand is I can't keep living